Welcome to today's session about the mechanical HVAC MATOC opportunity that's taking place at JBLM. My name is Maryam Lynch-Tate, and I am your moderator for today. Just a little bit, some of you are new to PTAC, and so we want to welcome you to this opportunity. Just to give you a little bit of information about us, we are no-cost confidential and one-on-one technical assistance in all aspects of federal, state, and local government agencies. Some of you have utilized us in the past. Some of you, this is the first time that you've ever utilized us. And again, we appreciate you coming on board. And if we're able to help you in any of the many things that are listed on this screen, in terms of the types of things that we do, we are a nonprofit. Our services are free of charge for the most part. And so our goal is to be here to help businesses like yours navigate through government contracting topics so that you can try and get some work. That is our goal. And so, you know, we try to listen. We do different sessions like this on occasion. We also offer one-on-one counseling. Some of you have utilized those services before, some of you have not. And so moving forward, should you decide that you think you need some help, let us know. We are definitely here to help you. Moving on. Okay, so our agenda is pretty short, but it's packed full of information. So just really quick introductions of my PTAC staff and our guest speaker today. He's going to go into the source of salt presentation and do an overview to provide some information for you. We'll do a quick question and answer based on the things that you see. And then we're going to do what I call an attendee roll call. Some of you will be able to take an opportunity to just introduce yourselves as companies. Some of you may be going after this as prime. Some of you may be interested in teaming. And so we want to take advantage of the opportunity of you being here to at least introduce yourself. And we'll talk a little bit more when we get to that. So that way, if there's opportunities for you to talk offline to possibly prepare for this presentation, because there is quite a bit of work that is going to be involved with this. We want to give you that opportunity. So that is our agenda. So with this, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I am going to allow our speaker to come on and speak. Valentine is with JBLM. He's been there a little bit more than a year, but he's a Navy veteran. He's done quite a bit himself. And so we want to welcome him. And my other colleague, Marnie Tyson, who is a well-known PTAC counselor. She's done a ton of work. She has a wealth of knowledge and is here to assist with any questions and things that may come up as well. So with that being said, Renaldo, we're going to turn over the floor to you and let you take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Maryam. Thank you, everyone, for coming and being a part of this today. My name is Renaldo Valentine. I'm a contract specialist here at JBLM. So again, I'm with JBLM, Joint Base Lewis-McChord, Contracting Command here in Washington State. And I'm going to be going over today doing business with MIC, Mission and Installation Contracting Command. That is the contracting office that I work out of here at JBLM, finding opportunities and the mechanical MATOC, which everyone is interested in. And it's going to be really good for the local and, both, the national contract industrial base that could support this for small businesses. We already did the sources sought, and the good thing about that is that we were able to get over, the minimum amount of small businesses to allow us to do 100% small business. So, which will be very good for the local economy and industrial base. Step one in doing business with JBLM or MIC or any federal agencies that you want to make sure and have go on to SAM.gov and get your new UIC code. I understand that there's some issues with that right now, and Marnie may speak to that later, but you want to do that as soon as possible, especially since we're switching over from the DUNS code to the UIC code. You also want to visit, get a cage code. If you haven't already, get you a cage code at cage.dla.mil/requests. And you can also look up your NAICS code on the census.gov website to meet this requirement or any other government requirement that you would like to go after. And finally, get certification. So any veteran-owned business, woman-owned businesses, you definitely want to take advantage of getting certified for any of these solicitations. I see there may be a chat, and I will answer any, if that's a question, I'll answer any questions when I'm about 75% done, and then I'll complete and come back to that. Next slide is step 2, find and use available resources for assistance. You can actually visit the Army Material Command website. And the Army Material Command website is www.amc.army.mil, just to get an understanding of the mission and the sort of work that may be drumming up to continue supporting the warfighter. So you want to visit that website. That's www.amc.army.mil. Also visit marketing to DoD and SBA resources on the SBA website to learn more information about small business opportunities. And of course, work with PTAC and the Corps of Retirement Executives, CORE, Small Business Development Center, Women-Owned Business Center, and Veterans Business Outreach Center. Step 3, you can always find new opportunities on search on san.gov. And you know, especially for the small businesses, you want to respond to the sources sought notices. This is important because often we need 2 or more small businesses with the capabilities and past performance to justify doing 100% small business set aside. So if you're not responding to that, then we have to do full and open competition. So you want to be able to take advantage of that and always respond to the sources sought. Step 4, find opportunities within existing contracts and or with other contractors. You have the DoD mentorship protege program, DLA supplier, Unison for reverse bidding, reverse contract bidding, reverse auction bidding, I should say. And as I said before, when you're vetted with VetBiz, that gives you an opportunity to go after set aside for veteran-owned small businesses or service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses. Learn about getting on GSA schedules and find out about existing awarded contracts. USA Spending is a good data analytics type of website where you can figure out where the money is being spent. So those are really good places to look and put yourself, set yourself up to support the warfighter. Step 5, learn about resources after contract award. Understand performance assessment. For us, that is Contractor Performance Assessment Reporting System, or CPAS, or cpars.gov. That is where we essentially review how well the contractor did, and that plays a significant part in deciding capability for companies and past performance. So you want to get familiar with that. Understand invoicing. you want to get paid. So you can also go to WAF. Let's see if the URL comes up. So that's waf.eb.mil for more information on invoicing and getting set up for your invoicing. And SBA funding for major contracts, multi-million-dollar contracts where you need funding. You can also visit sba.gov funding programs and loans for that. I am at the midpoint, and if you have any questions, I can answer a couple questions before I move on to the sources sought. Next slide is about the mission and installation contracting command sources sought that went out, and that was Whiskey 911 Sierra 822 Romeo 0022. The mission and installation contracting command office at Joint Base Lewis-McChord, Washington intends to award multiple award task order contracts, primarily to provide a broad range of HVAC, mechanical maintenance, repair, and minor construction work on real property at JBLM with a magnitude between 15 million and 25 million to include a 1-year base period and 4 option year periods. This work is to perform under NAICS code 238220, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning contractors with a business size standard of 16.5 million. The limitations for each task order will range from 2,000 to 500,000. However, most will likely be less than 300,000. Next slide will just show you an overview of what I just said. The place of performance is JBLM. And here's the NAICS code if you want to take that down and update your SAM information as well. As far as the prime, doing or completing over 50% of the work in the task orders, we are potentially updating that information, and we're still working on the solicitation right now. So that is not set in stone at the moment. 100% small business set aside. So the sources sought was successful in that we have enough small businesses in the industrial base in which to put out to make this 100% small business set aside. The duration is base plus 4 years, so that equals 5 years. Any questions? Feel free to come off mute and I will answer what I can. As I said, we are at the moment working on the solicitation.
A quick question, Renaldo. Good morning. The prime must complete 50%. Do you expect that number to go up or go down, or is it reasonable to stay at, or to think that it'll stay at 50%?
I think it would most likely, but we are making sure that all of the legalities are squared away on that number.
Okay, thank you.
Renaldo, sorry I'm late. I jumped in probably like 10 minutes after everything started. I'm Kevin from Hunt Services, and this seems a little bit out of scope of my work for what I'm trying to do, but is there like a next steps for like somebody from my office to connect just to kind of get some next steps started on things like this, or at least this slide deck to be emailed out?
We have this, we're going to have the video available.
Okay.
The slide deck will not be available just because of some of the Army specific content on the back end.
Tracking. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Renaldo, it's Dennis with Vet First Mechanical. Will you cover the RFP process? Will it be one phase, two phase? How many companies do you anticipate selecting at each phase? That kind of thing?
Sure. Currently, we are anticipating selecting 5 companies. That is the intent. And we're following FAR 15 for this requirement.
So will it be technical proposal, past experience to winnow the field somewhat, or will it just be a one-phase solicitation?
Yes, it will be a 2-phase technical proposal, technical capabilities, performance, and LPTA, and that is subject to change.
Right. So first phase will winnow it somewhat to a smaller group, and then you'll put up a
Correct.
seed project, and that's where you'll test the LPTA.
Correct, and it will only be used as a way to for price realism, and also making sure that we capture the capabilities of the companies.
Okay, but it'll be a real project that would get awarded.
Yes, it would be a real project that would be awarded later on, or we're still figuring out if it's going to be later on or at the time of the award. And the 5 companies that are selected that meet the competitive base will be awarded a minimum at that time.
Renaldo, another quick question. This is Jason. Given that we are near the end of federal fiscal year, do we expect this to award in FY23, or is it fast track to award in FY22?
Let me see. So I think we're working aggressively to award in this fiscal year. If that does not happen because of funding, most likely we're pushing for by the end of the second quarter, next fiscal year. But, as I said, we're aggressively working to do it this fiscal year to continue supporting the warfighter.
Okay, thank you.
Renaldo, I may have missed it. Did you state when the solicitation will hit the streets, or an estimated time frame?
So yeah, we're working aggressively, like I said, to get it out on the streets right now. We just want to make sure that we are encompassing everything needed to make sure that it runs smoothly and it's fair for the small businesses. So trying to get this done this fiscal year is the goal.
Okay, well, these are some really good questions. Is there any additional information that some of you are wanting to get while you have his attention?
Can you discuss the scope on the control side a bit more? I saw the requirement for Niagara N4. Do you currently have Niagara AX or N4 JACEs on site, or is this part of the overall government push to go more towards Niagara, or are there other DDC control systems currently in place at JBLM?
I am familiar with some of the technical terms that you're stating right now, but I can't speak to that at the moment, since we're still in the process of working on that.
Okay, thank you.
Renaldo, can you speak to, is there an existing MATOC with incumbents on it right now, or is this a brand new MATOC for JBLM?
This is a brand new MATOC. We previously had a MATOC that expired about a year ago. And you're probably going to ask, who were the companies working on that before? That was CIMEC and TK were the companies. But it's not an extension or a bridge or anything like that. This is a completely new MATOC.
So it's a great opportunity for brand new companies to get their foot in the door, as opposed to just thinking that it's just automatically going to go to who had it before. So
$25 million, that's a lot of money.
It is. It's definitely sizable. And so that moves us into what I want to move into, which is I called it a roll call. I know that some of you have indicated that you may be interested in possibly looking to do this prime. Some of you may be interested in possibly teaming. And since we have a captive audience, I think it would be a good idea for us to take a minute, allow each of you to just kind of introduce your company very briefly, name your company, what you do. And if you're looking to possibly team versus pursue this as the prime, put that company information and contact in the chat as well, so that you all can talk offline afterwards to possibly start working on teams. Since we're not sure when this is going to come out, but because they are pushing aggressively, this quarter, ends September 30th, Renaldo? So that means that now would be the time to start having conversations. If you're looking at needing to team to maybe fill in some of the other services and things that might be done. So let's start with, I'm just going to go in the order of which I see and give you an opportunity just to introduce yourself verbally. And again, if you'll put it in the chat. So the first person that I see, and I am going to kill your name. Is it Hanschel? Please put yourself on mute if you're not speaking.
Yeah, my name is Hanschel. And
Angel,
yeah,
if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
I'm originally the Amazon seller, and sometimes I sell some materials and goods to the army base in the South Korea. So that's interested in this discussion.
Okay. Again, if you'll put your information in the chat in terms of a name, an email or a contact, and if you're looking to prime versus team, if you'll put that in there, our goal will be to make sure that this information can be shared amongst you all. If you're willing to share that information. Shane is next on my screen.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, my name is Shane McGowan. I work for TransBlue. We're a general contracting company. I have experience in doing plumbing and HVAC. I'm a project manager at TransBlue, and we're looking forward to working with you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Shane. And next on my is it Kevin?
Kevin Uriarty, yes. So my name is Kevin Uriarty. I work for Hunt Services. I'm the marketing manager. We do plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and sewer. Try to keep it simple.
Dennis.
Hi there, I'm Dennis Farrow with Vet First Mechanical. We're a small business, veteran-owned, minority-owned, and we're HVAC and plumbing, sheet metal as well.
Wonderful, thank you. I next see Michael Ed. Is it Eggy?
Yeah, hi, it's Michael Eggy, and I'm a consultant for two businesses and wanting to possibly team or subcontract to one of the HVAC or mechanical companies that might be bidding on this project. The two companies I represent, one is a scaffold company, and the other one is a small business industrial tarp company. So both of the companies, I'm local, I live here in Tacoma, and I retired Puget Sound Naval Shipyard guy. And I met both the companies doing work over at Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. So they're both very familiar with federal work, and combined they do really nice modular temporary structures with weather protection capability too. So I know that HVAC can use that sometimes. And so I'll put my contact information in the chat box in case one of you guys might be interested in finding out a little bit more about both these companies' capabilities.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. My next box that I've got here is Mr. Tim Proctor.
So yeah, my name is Eric Dawkins. I'm actually with Snow Valley Process Solutions as well. And I'll speak on behalf of Andrea. She's probably busy in the meeting. So, but yeah, we are a small mechanical contractor out of Everett. We do a lot of work at several of the bases locally in the Pacific Northwest. And yeah, we primarily do installs and service maintenance, and look forward to working with some of the other members of this phone call.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. The next,
Andrea said,
oh,
I was gonna say Andrea attempted to talk, but her phone isn't working, so there's a little communication there.
well, thank you for letting us know. Thank you so much. Let's move on to, is it Chanku Lee?
Yeah, you can call me Chan. Chan Lee. I'm also with Vet First Mechanical, work with Dennis here. I'm the estimator in the company.
Great. Thank you so much. Next I see Indressen Pillay, and I apologize if I'm saying it wrong.
Well, you did a great job. I'm from Morgan Mechanical. We are an HVAC company. We have service and maintenance and projects and installations. We're based out in Redmond. Company's been around for nearly 20 years. Next year's 20 years. It's a small business owned. We have not worked at Joint Base Lewis-McChord and would love to understand better the process. I know that there's a lot of acronyms being thrown around, and hopefully all those acronyms have an explanation. And we look forward to being able to participate and serve MICC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. There are a lot of acronyms. Okay. Well, if not, again, wanted to take the opportunity, especially since, I mean, you're looking at 5 different companies being chosen for this. There's a lot of money going around for this. There's a lot of work to be done. And because of the size of these task orders, teaming is probably going to be very, very needed. So we wanted to take the opportunity to allow you to at least introduce yourselves, share your information in the chat so that you all may be able to start having some conversations offline, because this seems like a pretty big job. It's a pretty large one.
And now, so this is obviously the pre-solicitation phase right now. So any of the questions that could be answered now, instead of, slowing down the entire process with other questions and, us having to go back and respond to everyone and lengthen the process, that also helps everyone in the process. I said process a lot of times, but
for those of you who may or may not have ever applied for a job on base, once the solicitation does hit the street, they are very limited as to what can be said, what can be asked. And so the fact that we're having this opportunity in between is something that we wanted to take advantage of, because once it hits the streets, it's hard to get those other things. So whether it be you guys want to know if you're going to be able to do site visits, whether you want to, some of the different things that may come up. Again, we just wanted to take advantage of this time. I want to thank Renaldo for coming on and working with us to be able to have this industry day, to have the general conversation and to share some things so that this is on your radar. Again, at PTAC, our goal is to help small businesses get this type of work. And the fact that this is a set aside for small businesses, we consider to be a win, as opposed to just large companies that come in and do the work. There are 5 contracts, 5 different people are going to get chosen for this, and the potential of it lasting for 5 years. It's pretty good money. So again, I want to thank Renaldo for taking time to join us today. If you guys are familiar with this, over in the chat area, if you're on your computer, there's 3 dots that are at the over. there's an opportunity to save the chat directly if it's something that you're wanting to do. I do see a hand up. I take that back. I was just trying to share with you guys. If you guys want to save the chat so that you have all the information and the links that are there, just go over there, click on and hit save chat. It will save automatically to your device that you're using so that you have instant access. But in dressing, again, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I see your hand up.
Yeah, great. No, thank you. I was trying to understand, I think there are a few people ask questions about the pre-qualification phase and then the pricing phase. So once contractors pass the pre-qualification phase, will future solicitations be limited to those companies also? Or could people that are, for example, not attending this apply for those solicitations that are publicly advertised?
Yes, good question. When the 5 companies that are selected meet the competitive cutoff, those 5 companies are the only companies that would solicit the task orders, the new task orders.
Thank you. That's great. That answers my question.
I see
I also have
someone,
another.
Andrea had a question about the projects, the common project.
Renaldo, I think you're on mute.
Yep. So this is going to be HVAC, and with HVAC, there's minor construction involved.
I had another question. So I believe this sources sought notice went out already and it was due by last Friday. Does that mean that was going to be scrapped and there's going to be another sources sought notice coming out?
No, we do not intend to do another sources sought unless for some reason there's budgetary issues and we're doing this a year from now. But we met the minimum required amount of time, and we also met the amount of small businesses needed to make this 100% small business.
Okay.
Renaldo, when the solicitation comes out, will it be attached? Excuse me, will it be attached as a extension of that sources sought? In other words, will the history be connected, or will people have to watch for a new solicitation number?
Good question, Marnie. Usually we try to attach that to that sources sought number, especially in our office. So in regards to this specific solicitation that's going to come out, it's going to mirror that same number, and any related sort of requirement for my office, you want to look for the DODAC, which is Whiskey 911 Sierra 8, when you're searching in SAM.
For those of you who don't know what DODAC means, that is Department of Defense Acquisition Center. Basically, it's their office identifying code number. And you can use that as a search term in SAM, as Renaldo said.
I do see a question from Andrea in the chat. She said, yes, but more specifically, is HVAC equipment repairs, leak repairs, equipment replacements? Are there any specifics from the last contract? I'm not quite sure what she's asking.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
She's referring to the task orders, like what specific projects are those task orders going to look like, more than just HVAC and possible construction? Like, can you give any more details on what those task orders might entail?
Not at this point. We're still building that out. But for the most part, mechanical and HVAC and the minor construction.
If it has to do with HV and mechanical, it's possible to be in there. Okay.
Correct.
Okay,
Renaldo,
so
any other details about the MATOC that you can share? Is there going to be a minimum bonding requirement to be in there? How are you going to prioritize the different factors? Just any other details would be great.
Good question. So this is LPTA. So when we figure out the capabilities, when we figure out which companies are meeting the capabilities and past performance, we make the cutoff and then we work with the 5 companies. Then we look at cost, but not as a factor that is scored under LPTA. So just for price realism. What was the second part of your question?
Any minimum bonding requirements at all, or?
And the bonding requirements, as far as I know, under FAR 15, it's 100% of the task order. For anything that's over 25,000, then you have to bond for that amount, for 100% of that amount.
okay,
And
so
the,
yeah, so somebody's asking the bonding per task order. So it's per task order.
And is there going to be a guaranteed amount of task orders coming out each year, or is that going to be like kind of added as we go?
So there's no guarantee on the amount. It's still based off of budgeting and availability of funds. And but we do have a maximum of 500,000 to look forward to, with a minimum of 200 of 2,000. As far as, there was another question about bonding per task order. I can't give that answer at this point. That's definitely something that we'll have to clarify.
Gotcha. Okay, well, if all hearts and minds are clear at this point, just a couple of reminders and a couple of things that we want to remind you all. Again, you need to make sure that you are registered in SAM. This opportunity, when it hit the street, it's gonna be posted there. So you're not gonna automatically just get it. For those of you who may have, even though the source of salt has already passed, I think there's an opportunity to follow it. Renaldo, if it gets connected to that other number, then I'm guessing that if somebody is following it, then they probably will get a notice that it's been updated, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so we want to make sure that you all, if you haven't had an opportunity to go into sam.gov and you find that, hit follow if you're really wanting to chase this, so that way you'll get a notification as well. And, in terms of getting ready, because you're not just going to automatically get it unless you find a way to go in and you do a search and make sure that you're registered. And then as Renaldo mentioned earlier, now's a good time to start making sure that you've got all the numbers and the other things that you need in place so that you don't get caught up not being able to register and apply for the work because you don't have your cage code and your NAICS and all those other, again, some of those acronyms, but they are important. So again, now's a good time to line those things up. Just make sure, go in, check your accounts, make sure that all those things are in order so that you can focus on the job and not worry about those small, it's not a small thing, but the work is more important than being able to having to focus on those things. Marnie, are there some other takeaways that we want to make sure that we remind before we wrap this up?
If you are coming close to your expiration in SAM, get on it. SAM renewals are about 20% of people in SAM are having issues with their renewal process, and it can take anywhere from a couple of days to, I have clients that are struggling 3 months out to get their SAM active again. So don't hesitate. Don't put your SAM renewals off. If you're new to SAM, we can help you. If you struggle with SAM, we can help you. And call your PTACer if you just want to brainstorm this project, other projects where you might find new opportunities, the conversation of partnering, like we're more than happy to help you out. So WashingtonPTAC.org, find your local PTACer. We are all across the state. If you are visiting from somewhere else outside of Washington state, there are PTAC centers all across the country that can help you with your government contracting goals, marketing, even reading your solicitation responses before you send them in to make sure that they're responsive. That's what we're here for. And we're paid for by your tax dollars. So use us, please.
The contacts here from PTAC are here on the screen as she mentioned as well. Again, my name is Maryam Lynch-Tate and Marnie. Both of us are here as well as who your regular ones are. If you're looking to find who your PTAC counselor is, these links again are here. And this information is very easy to find. If you've not utilized us in the past and would like to utilize us, whether it be for this particular solicitation or other things that are coming up, if you go into, you all obviously all signed up for this through WashingtonPTAC.org. But by you signing up to be a part of this, you are actually agreed to being a PTAC client. If you see any other trainings or things that are on our calendar that are of interest to your business, please feel free to take advantage of the services. They are free of charge for you. You can sign up for other sessions. And again, if you're wanting some one-on-one counseling, we're here to assist in any way that we can. Typically, we assign our counselors based on the areas that you live in. So whether you're here in Pierce County or whether you're in Thurston County, or you're up in Snohomish, we have a counselor in different areas that can assist you with where you are and what you're trying to do with your business. And so with that, again, we want to thank you for participating today. Again, Renaldo, thank you for joining us. Marnie, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
I just want to say to everyone, thank you for supporting the warfighter.
Absolutely.
Our
Thank
honor.
you. All right, guys. Again, thank you for your time. Have a great day. Let us know if there's anything that we can assist you with, and we hope to see you again in the future.